Ya fue suficiente de juegos. Es hora de terminar con ustedes.
¡Ay! ¿Ahora sí se enojó?
Hello everyone, welcome back to Super Guy Boy Show, and today we are back with another Dragon Ball topical video on my favorite fights in Dragon Ball. Just Dragon Ball. Not Z, not Super, I haven't come to it yet. Just OG Dragon Ball. In my opinion, OG Dragon Ball fights have a certain charm to it that I don't think Z fights can quite live up to. And I think that it's its creativity and whiffs of flavor. It's only something in OG Dragon Ball that is able to accomplish that. In Z, it just doesn't get nowhere near to that level. Now, I love the fights in Z. However, in this video, I would want to show appreciation to the OG fights in Dragon Ball, which is why I am doing my top 10 favorite fights in OG Dragon Ball. Now, before I start the video, I just want to make some things clear. This is my list. This is the list of my favorite fights in OG Dragon Ball. Just because I'm not saying Goku versus Jackie Chun for 10 times in a row, that doesn't mean my list is ass. Guys, there's way more fights in OG Dragon Ball.
No es posible.
And number 10, we have Jackie Chun versus Man Wolf. I love how very goofy and hilarious this fight is. What I love about Man Wolf as a gag character is his simple and hilarious joke that he is a wolf that transforms into a man at the full moon, and because Jackie Chun destroyed it in the last tournament arc, he now wants to seek revenge. It's such a goofy but perfect Toriyama way of writing an opponent for like a funny gag fight. And that's what I love about this fight. It's really hilarious. There's a lot of great slapstick comedy in there. It's just an overall really funny fight, and I love the resolution at the end where the guy actually turns out to be really ugly, and Jackie Chun actually comments that he looked way more better as a wolf. Absolutely hilarious, and a great example of that classic Toriyama comedy of subverting expectations in the most comedic of ways. At number 9, Tien versus Drum. This is a very short but quick fight that works pretty well and effective, showing Tien as one of the best side characters in Dragon Ball and just one of my favorite characters in general, as it just shows that no matter how far in difference between power levels that Tien might be compared to an opponent he might be facing, Tien is not the type of character to just give up. He will still face the opponent head on, and this fight just shows it perfectly. I love Drum's design, I love the choreography, there's a lot of great paneling, and the resolution of Goku coming in last minute and killing Drum in one swift attack is one of the best moments in OG Dragon Ball and Goku as a character. I absolutely love this fight. Number 8, Chaozu versus Krillin. The 22nd tournament arc just features some of my favorite fights in the series, and this is easily one of them. I love Chaozu as a character. He's a very fun and oddball character that Toriyama uses greatly in this fight. I love how he weirds the shit out of Krillin throughout it. I love the usage of the Dodon Ray and the resolution near the end where Krillin realizes that, hey, wait a minute, he uses his hands to concentrate on his psychic abilities, and so he gives him a math question that's fairly easy, but Chaozu cannot figure it out for himself without using his hands, and then Chaozu tries to use it against him and he fails. It's like one of my favorite resolutions to a fight in OG Dragon Ball. It's funny, it's hilarious, it says a lot about the character. It's just fun and filled with a lot of personality that I love. Number 7, Goku versus Krillin. This is a really fun battle that kind of feels more like fan service, but in a pretty good way. I love the usage of techniques throughout it. I love the way how Goku isn't holding all the way back on his own best friend. It actually says a lot about them as characters, and in terms of how far their friendship has come from their old rivalry from the 22nd tournament arc. I love the way Krillin is used throughout the whole battle. It shows how much he's truly grown as a character. I really love this fight. This fight is just a great example showing how great their dynamic is in general, and I love this fight to death, and the choreography is absolutely amazing. I think one of my favorite moments in there is when Krillin uses his bald ass head to shine a light against Goku's eyes. Really funny Toriyama humor there. It's a really fun fight that serves more as fan service, but in a pretty good way that doesn't feel like it's pandering. Number 6, Goku versus Jackie Chun. Now, I know a lot of people might have thought that I hated the fight or something, seeing as what I said at the beginning of my video, but no, that's the farthest from the truth. I love this battle a lot. It's the biggest battle up to this point in Dragon Ball, and also I love the philosophy that Master Roshi is going in when fighting Goku, as it's the idea and base philosophy that Dragon Ball at its core is about, and that is always bettering yourself and always getting stronger because there's always stronger opponents. And I love the way how the theme goes throughout the entire fight, as both Goku and Jackie Chun constantly one-up each other with very creative and funny techniques, moves. Some of my favorite panels from Dragon Ball in general just appears in this little fight. I love the comedy throughout it. I love the action, and I think the resolution is one of the best in terms of fighting. I love how creative this fight is. However, I much prefer other fights in the series that you're about to see. I love this fight to death. I do think it is one of the best. However, I do think that the next 5 are way more better. Number 5, Tien versus Jackie Chun. This is less about the fight itself and more about the theme and the overall resolution of the fight, as Master Roshi kind of comes to the conclusion that the next generation of fighters are good to be left alone. As the whole thing with Master Roshi is that he keeps joining the tournament arcs because he doesn't want Goku or Krillin to become lazy, thinking that there's no one else stronger than them. However, he sees it that throughout this whole tournament arc, he not only sees that Goku and Krillin are above humans in terms of abilities and in terms of just physique in general, but also sees people like Tien and Chaozu, people who have far more potential, and shows that there is a lot more talented fighters just out there, that he no longer is really needed to show that standard. I love the resolution of this fight, as even Master Roshi admits with Tien post-match that, yeah, he would have likely lost to Tien, but he chose to ring out because he knew that the rest of the generation was safe at hand. And I do love how, in a way, I don't know if Toriyama was planning it, it's kind of a great way to kind of lead into the next arc, the Demon King Piccolo arc, which, if you don't know much about it, if you haven't read OG Dragon Ball, is basically the arc that changed Dragon Ball to come in terms of its standards, which is why I really love this fight. I love this fight mainly for the themes and what it says about Master Roshi's character up to that point. Number 4, Goku versus Grandpa Gohan. The Fortune Teller Baba arc is one of my least favorite sections in OG Dragon Ball. However, I just really love this fight, and it being the resolution of the entirety of the Red Ribbon arc. I love the way Grandpa Gohan is using his knowledge of Goku against him, and he wants to see how good of a fighter Goku has really become. And I think it's such a heartwarming scene when he finally takes off the mask, and I really love this little moment where Goku is crying, finally seeing Grandpa Gohan after so long of not seeing him. It's such a great emotional moment that almost got me crying myself. It's just an overall really great fight with a heartwarming resolution to it, and it just speaks volumes to Toriyama as a great artist in terms of a writer. Number 3, Goku versus Demon King Piccolo. Match 2. I love this fight. I love the Demon King Piccolo arc, one of the most underrated arcs in Dragon Ball in general. This fight is just one of those reasons why. This fight is violent. It's the most epic fight that Dragon Ball had up to that point, and in my opinion, it's still one of my favorite fights, even as I'm up in the Cell Saga. This fight is violent. There's a lot of great usage of setting. I love the usage of abilities in this one. I love how very emotionally gripping it is, especially the ending when Goku is still crying after killing Demon King Piccolo, as he's crying about Krillin and Master Roshi. Even though he got his revenge, he'll never see them again. It's just such a great resolution to the fight. I love the way how it sets up the next arc to come, and Demon King Piccolo or King Piccolo, or whatever you want to call him, is one of my favorite villains in Dragon Ball history just ever. I really love how very ferocious he is. He's such an arrogant asshole, and I love when he finally gets his comeuppance near the end. And the Dragon Fist ending, Jesus Christ. Great fucking ending to a fight. I love it. Easily one of my favorite panels in Dragon Ball and in manga in general. I love this fight. Number 2, Goku versus Tien. I think y'all can tell which is my favorite tournament arc. I love this fight to death. People always like to bring up Goku versus Jackie Chun, but in my opinion, this fight is way more better. It blows it out the park. This is a great fight. Tien is such a great villain. I love him as a villain, and he's easily one of my favorite characters in Dragon Ball, period. I love his fight against Goku. Easily one of my favorite moments in a fight in Dragon Ball is when they're both trying to double bluff each other in terms of an after image, and then Goku unexpectedly just comes behind him. It's like, I double bluff, you're double bluff. It's just, it's funny, it's both hilarious, and it's great, like, anticipation. Just completely catches you off guard when you first read it. This is another great example in terms of the panel layout, the way Toriyama uses build-up and the page turner effect with the anticipation of the Kikoho, the way there's so much build-up behind it, how we the audience don't know what it is, and when it's finally used, it's just such a great moment. I love when they're fighting up in the air and you think like, oh shit, Tien is gonna fall first, and then out of nowhere the truck comes in and knocks Goku low into the ground. It's a crazy resolution that just comes out of nowhere. Again, one of those examples of Toriyama always subverting expectations in the funniest and cleverest of ways. I love this fight, and in my opinion, it deserves way more love. And in my opinion, even more, the 22nd tournament arc deserves way more love. It's easily one of the best arcs in Dragon Ball, period. Just a great, solid arc. Y'all need to check this fight out, but especially this tournament arc out. Now, before we get to our number 1, I do want to say one honorable mention, as I bet there's going to be a lot of people commenting this, why I haven't brought it up. Yamcha versus Tien. Now, here's the thing. When I first read it in Dragon Ball, I thought this fight was cool, but nothing more else than that. I actually did not know that the anime took this fight a lot more further. I've recently just seen the fight in the anime, or at least the clips of the fight, and the animation is just so good. The anime version of this fight just blows the manga version way out of the park. I would put it on the list, however, I don't think it would be fair, as I'm basing my opinions on the other fights on the manga, as I have only experienced OG Dragon Ball through the manga and I have not watched the anime. I do not think it would be fair with the other fights, as I've only judged it through the manga version of it. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to put in the honorable mentions, but in terms of a fight itself, the Yamcha versus Tien fight in the anime is absolutely amazing. I love the animation. They seem to take it a lot more further. I love this moment where they both kind of cut each other and it shows like the silhouettes and everything. It's just great animation, great animation. But yeah, let's get to our number 1. Number 1. My favorite fight in OG Dragon Ball is Goku versus it's Piccolo Jr., the best aura farmer that always gets his ass kicked 5 episodes later. That fucking guy. I love this fight. This is easily my favorite fight out of any of the tournament arcs. Piccolo Jr. is one of my favorite villains in Dragon Ball, period. He's a great villain. I love the fight. I love how this whole tournament arc in general is a great transitional point from the humble beginnings of Dragon Ball straight to Z with the wider scale threats in a humble beginnings of a tournament. I love the way it's used throughout it. I love the constant one-up shit from each other. I love how Piccolo Jr. is a lot more strategic. Easily one of my favorite moments is the meteor combo that Goku uses. Easily, this is one of my favorite panels out of Toriyama. Toriyama was just cooking with this fight. I love the resolution near the end of Goku learning how to fly and then knocking his ass out. This fight is just absolutely amazing. Piccolo Jr., one of my favorite villains in Dragon Ball. Goku at his best in terms of being a great charismatic character. This fight in general, like being a great bookend to the whole story up to this point, as it kind of leaves you as the audience like expecting, like, is Goku gonna win because of the context of the previous tournament arcs, and then finally for Goku to win at the tournament, is such a great, satisfying feeling. Toriyama could have easily ended Dragon Ball after the 23rd tournament arc, and it honestly would have been perfect. I kind of would have preferred it if he would have ended it there. I love the Saiyan saga. I like the Namek and Frieza saga quite a bit. However, I do agree that if Akira Toriyama ended things after the 23rd tournament arc, it would have just been a perfect ending to a great story that is OG Dragon Ball. So yeah, that'll be my list for the video. What did you think of it? What is your favorite fights in OG Dragon Ball? Come and drop it down in the comments below. I would love to hear about it. And yeah, what's your thoughts on the video? Do you have any favorite fights of your own? And yeah, have a great time. Hope you got a wonderful day. And yeah, see ya.